everyone thinks that this bull run is going to end in December. But everyone is wrong. And I'm going to give you all of the details, the analytical graphs, and the data that no one else has or has given you to prove that that's going to be the case. You all have seen this graph, this 4-year cycle, which funny enough comes and hits exactly around the December time. But what people don't seem to understand about this, and what people don't really get, is that this cycle is slightly different. We are sitting in an economic environment where liquidity is at its most immobile, and sitting in a world where money markets are just sitting on this cash. And we have had a bull run, especially in certain markets such as Bitcoin, S&P 500 stocks. All things are at all-time high in an environment where liquidity is at its all-time low. Furthermore, if we look at the key indicator of the daddy of all of these tokens and aspects of markets, the S&P 500, we are in a key important environment. If we look at the data of all growth in S&P 500 that has shown a 50% or higher growth movement in one particular period, after that period, the S&P 500 has gone to do a further 30% move in 5 months. That 50% move has triggered recently. So if we look at this data, it seems like out of all of the historical data that has had a similar movement, we are still yet to have a 30% growth in the S&P 500. Furthermore, if we look at the Zwedbrett Thrust, which has indicated last week, from that moment throughout historical data, and this thing has never been wrong, mind you, I just want to remind that to you, a 28% average growth in the S&P 500 has been seen in 6 months. So we have a 28% move in 5 months and a 30% move in 6. And if we combine this into a perfect bow, that is the average length of a bull run, the S&P 500 right now is only 3 years in. And the average length of a bull run, especially in the S&P 500, which is the daddy of all tokens, where all of the liquidity fills down into various other risk on assets and everything else, there's still 8 years to go. And once we are moving into a very key, very key environment, a liquidity environment where the Fed is cutting and should continue to cut, we are coming into a perfect storm environment where we not only have key indicators triggering, we have time of run, we have various other factors and data factors, and add that to a bow that it's only 3 years into an 8-year cycle. And on top of that, we're coming into a cycle where there is over $7 trillion worth of money sloshing around in the money markets, which will then have to find a home. December seems a bit too short-minded to see where this thing is going to go. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you follow, because this type of information no one else gives. And if you believe they do, I'd like to see you comment and tell me who they are. I'll catch you guys later.